People who want to get in shape think that they have to train 4, 5, even 6 days a week. And in reality, that simply is not the case. And by the end of this video, I'm going to prove to you why that isn't the case and how we can still get amazing results with using the bare minimum time, and also show you examples of other clients who've done the same. First, let's break down weight loss because that's what most people come to me for. In order to lose weight, you need to create a calorie deficit. This deficit can be created by lowering your food intake and or increasing your activity. And for most people, we use a mixture of both. However, if your goal is purely to lose weight, but you're extremely tight on time, we would focus on nutrition more so while keeping training to a minimum. That's not to say we'd leave it out, because everybody should be resistance training at least twice a week. However, we can get amazing results with you doing 2 30 to 45 minute resistance training per week, provided you nail your nutrition, with Sean being living, walking proof of this, dropping 90 pounds, doing 2 training sessions a week, but absolutely killing it with his food. On the other hand, we have Michaela here, who's dropped 60 pounds as of yesterday, who has consistently done 2 to 3 resistance training sessions from home, same as Sean, from home, both of them, but she has just killed it with her nutrition. And both these are living proof that if you nail your food, you can get amazing results without spending countless hours in the gym. So now that you have the proof, here's how we actually make it work. First of all, we use calories as the biggest lever to create the deficit. So opposed to thinking about doing more, we think about eating less. And as your weight loss stalls during the process, which it will as you get lighter, we focus on pulling the calorie lever instead of the exercise lever. And by lowering calories, we can keep you losing weight as time goes on. Then we make sure our resistance training sessions are as efficient and effective as possible. The first pillar we keep in mind is that it must target the fundamental movement patterns: squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge. And by using 2 to 3 full body workouts, that ensures that we get enough volume for our major muscle groups across the week. So by using a full body split and utilizing large compound fundamental movements, we can target all our major muscle groups multiple times throughout the week, and ultimately building muscle in those areas is going to help us increase our metabolism, which is going to aid our fat loss and also help us create more of a toned physique. Then within those workouts themselves, there are a few things that we can utilize to make sure that we get the best bang for our buck. The first thing is going to be training with intent. When you do a resistance training session, contrary to popular belief, every single exercise you do, the first set is actually the most important, because without getting into the complexities, the first set is when you can recruit the most motor units. And what this means is, if you imagine a graph of volume to result, as the volume increases, the result slowly starts to slow down. So your first set might get you 60% of the gains, second set might get you 80%, third set might get you 90%, fourth set 95%. So as you can see, the vast majority comes from that first and second set. So by having lower volume but keeping the intensity high, we can still get great bang for our buck. So the first thing, compound movements, fundamental movement patterns. The second thing, utilizing intensity over volume. And the third thing that I use with clients who are short on time are supersets. And the way we utilize supersets is by pairing 2 antagonistic muscle groups with each other. Now, that probably sounds really complicated. What that essentially means is, as one muscle flexes, the other contracts. So if we take our arm, for example, as my bicep flexes, my tricep contracts. Therefore, they are antagonistic muscle groups. As my chest contracts, my back stretches. Therefore, the chest and the back are also antagonistic muscle groups. So what I can implement in this instance is pairing a bicep exercise with a tricep exercise, but leaving no time in between. So essentially, you may do your tricep push downs, and at the end of it, with no rest, go straight into your bicep curls and then rest after. And because they're antagonistic muscle groups, you will not be very fatigued in between and still be able to get an efficient workout for both, despite not having a full rest period in between. So, to wrap up, you want to lose weight in as efficient a time as possible. Use nutrition as your primary driver to make that happen, as your primary lever. Focus on calories in more than anything. Secondly, with your resistance training, 2 to 3 full body sessions per week, focusing on your major muscle groups and your squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge patterns. Then, utilizing supersets and high intensity, low volume training. If you implement all those things, you can lose 60 pounds or even 90 pounds doing 30 to 45 minute workouts per week, and these two people are living proof. And if you want to cut through the noise and get more straight talking, straight to the point fat loss advice, you should definitely subscribe to me here and follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you in the next one.